Hello, this is Pyle from RankWyz, and today's video is for PBN owners. If you run in PBN, if you're thinking that you might try PBN, if you're here that while you're thinking if it will work, other people getting amazing results with PBN, so that's might be the video to watch. So I will skip the part of creating PBN and the purpose of PBN. So like I assume that you have PBN. So once you set up PBN and place your links, and this is the area usually covered by most of the PBN how-to tutorial courses and so on. So basically how to choose domain, how to create a PBN, how to place the link, how to order content. So after all of this done, and you place the link pointing to your site on the client side, the hard work is done, so now you can leave it. And it's not true. After everything is completed, your main task is to increase authority of your PBN. So think of the tier 1 you created. So would it be PBN, would it be other SEO properties? You already have it. You already have a link. So instead of hunting for new places where to place the link, or might be along with the process of adding more links, you can improve your backlinking profile by increasing the authority of the increasing the value of the tier 1 properties that are directly linking to your site. And this is true specifically in relation to PBN. Once you have a PBN, of course, you already have expired domains, you already have pre-existing linking profile, and you finally place the links. The best way you can do now with the PBN is to continue working to increase authority of this PBN that will automatically propagate it to the site it's linking to. It's your site or your client site. So how to increase PBN authority? You need to work on increasing topical relevancy, or in other words, you need to post relevant content. I covered this multiple times and other posts and videos. The typical approach when posting 3 article, handwritten article, it's old way, it doesn't work. So if you don't post content regularly, if you don't have Google crawlers coming and checking the new content, the value will go down no matter what. Build relevant and authority backlinks. So you need to build backlinks, you need to keep the linking profile, you need to keep link velocity, everything that Google saw when the domain was before domain was dropped. So basically, Google built up the authority to some level, so you decided to pick it up. And somebody was building backlinks, Google saw the new content posted, Google saw the new links coming, so you have to continue with that. So build relevant and authority backlinks. And the last, which is kind of new, not exactly new, but newer than other items, is you have to have traffic to your sites. So out of the several ways how you can increase the authority of your network, we're going to cover today building relevant and authority backlinks. So let's say this is the simple representation of the site. We need to build backlinks. So we have a site and we're building backlinks using Web2 blogs. The scenario could be more complex, and actually, in fact, it should be more complex. The more diversity we have, the better. So we build backlinks using Web2 blogs, social bookmarking, and social accounts. Of course, there are other mediums of how you can build backlinks, press releases, guest posts, but I'm going to limit it to the scope we cover in RankWyz. Web2 blogging, social bookmarking, and social posting. The scenario could be more complex. So this is typical of one-tier backlinking. So I'm a strong believer of multiple tier because accumulation of the authority as you build it up, so will propagate from the tier and will end up with the high value links going to your PBN site. So the scenario could be as complex as Web2 blogs, and there are bookmarking, and there's social, and there are second tier for social, and so on and so on. And finally, this is how it looks when you work from the network level. So when we do it for the one specific site, it's one thing, but what if you have 10, 20, or even more blogs on your private blog network? So you need to set up a system when every time you do post on your PBN, you have a chain effect of backlinks pointing to your PBN, second tier, third tier, and it's very important that they are using extremely relevant content from lower tier to the upper tier, so that it will increase relevancy. Now I'm in my RankWyz account, and I'm going to show how you can enable automatic backlinking to all of your PBN network, no matter what size of the PBN is. RankWyz already has a way of backlinking, automatic backlinking of the site. If it has RSS feed called RSS Monitor, you can set up a feed and automatically specify when how to deal with the new item discovered. Essentially, when you make a new post, it will be triggered in the system and sent to the lower tier, to Web2 blogging or social bookmarking or both, and so on. But it wasn't extremely convenient if you're looking into from the network perspective. So what if it works great if you have one site? It's probably not as complex to set up for 2-3 sites. But what if you have 20 or 50 blocks on your network? So this is why we introduced new way, extremely easy way to enable backlinking. Any complexity chain of backlinking, second tier, third tier, and you can extract the lowest tier and expose it to the bulk link building like GSA, all pointing up to your PBN. So, and we call it PBN RSS Monitor. And I'm going to show how to enable PBN RSS Monitor. I'm going to go to my test PBN network. You can see it a small network. It has 5 blogs, and if I go to list of blogs, you'll see that I have only 5. And if I'll go to any specific blog, we have an option to system. In fact, tries to discover it automatically. RSS feed for if you go to the blog settings, it discovers the feed URL automatically by crawling the site. But if it didn't find it, you can enter it manually, and you can see that there's a feed, and you can see that it has a status. This is the way how you can discover site, or you can the feed, or you can enter it. So going back to the list of blogs, I have 5 blogs, and we have RSS feed for every blog. What system does? If you have a PBN network and you have multiple PBN blogs in, and those blogs have feed entered, system will daily crawl all of those feeds, discover new items, and you can enable RSS PBN Monitor. If you go to the network setting, you will see new area that's called PBN RSS Monitor. So for those of you familiar with the RSS Monitor we have on the system, so it will be very similar implementation, but you don't need to set up for every blog individual. This is all one setup for every block on the network. You don't need to go there. Like, would it be later on, if I add 10 more blocks or even 100 more blocks, as long as PBN Monitor is set up, it will be working daily. So what are you going to have? You have your blogs, they have feeds. System will check feeds, finding, discovering new pages in the blog. So when you make a new post, you don't need to go back and RankWyz and enable anything to do backlinking. System will discover it automatically. And let me enable PBN RSS Monitor. I go to Edit, Enable, and you can see there's an option where to send new URLs. Let's say if I want to do it only for Web 2 blogs. So I have push submission, or maybe I have Web 2 and bookmarking. Save it. You can see that I set up PBN RSS Monitor, and we'll be going to the blogging submission and bookmarking submission. It is you can hyperlink and go to see the how the system will treat it when it will be sent to the second tier. You can see that the settings that each URL will be posted 3 times to this network. So if I'll go back to diagram, it will, so basically I enable RSS Monitor, RSS PBN Monitor on the whole network, whether I have 5, 6 or 50 sites. And for every new URL discovered for whole network, they will be sent to the second tier Web 2 submission, and every new URL will be automatically backlinked 3 times. So you can set up social bookmarking, you can set up a level of chaining, and system will execute it. So this is basically this is the functionality that extremely easy to enable. Literally you can spend 30 seconds and enable backlinking to your PBN, and never might be once in a while you need to check that everything is working, but system will do everything for you. If you used to set up dozens and dozens of PBN monitor or the RSS monitor for every blog separately, you don't need to do any longer. So you go to your PBN, go to settings, enable RSS PBN RSS Monitor, and done. So everything will be backlinked in your account. So I'm pretty sure it will make configuration and setup like tenfold much easier. So, and I'm proud we delivered this functionality. So I already enabled in all my PBNs the functionality. We tested, it's working great. It's much easier, much more straightforward, and so now you can do the same. So that's basically it. Thank you for watching, and thank you for using RankWyz, and I'm looking forward for your feedback and suggestions.